The Sum of All Wisdom with your host, Dr. Scott Cady.
Close your eyes and listen to the music, because music is absolutely innocent and music is so beautiful. I don't care who's singing. I care about music.
Once upon a time, listening to music was an event. You went to the record store. If you were lucky, they had listening booths and you could explore new sounds in this perfect setting. But one way or another, you bought a record. You carried it home. You carefully unwrapped it. You studied the cover. You pulled out the sleeve, or if it was one of those special ones, you opened the gatefold sleeve and you read the liner notes, and you slid out the vinyl, held it so gently at the edges, examined the grooves, looked at the surface, flipped it again, blew off any dust that might have settled, and set it on the turntable, already spinning, waiting for this gift. You made sure the volume was up, and you lowered the needle into the groove. And then you had the immediate encompassing warmth of the first crackle of the needle settling in, and then the music. Whatever it was, Zeppelin or the Beatles, George Jones or Miles Davis or Ferranti and Taisha or any of thousands of others, you got comfortable and listened. There was no email to answer. There was no scrolling through social media, no half-watching 3 other screens. You listened and you dug the music. And then somewhere along the line, music became background. And then worse, it became content. And today, millions of songs are just available instantly. Algorithms assume what we like and endlessly segue into the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And these playlists follow us from the gym to the grocery store, to the car, to home, to everywhere. Not like mixtapes used to, not because we want them, but because they're convenient. They fit our stressed, diverted life. Music is everywhere, but at the same time, it's really nowhere. Our attention has become fragmented. Every notification competes for it. Every platform monetizes it. And every artist and creative is told they must fight for dwindling shares of it. Likes, comments, DMs, shares, all the things that add up to metrics. So what? What are we supposed to do about it? Conventional wisdom says that attention is scarce. Success belongs to those who capture more of it. But for me, and for many of my guests, that answer starts from the wrong end. The question isn't, how do I get more attention? It's, how do I create the conditions for people to want to give me their attention? Instead of extracting attention, how do I offer the invitation to listen, to slow down, to be attentive, and to find transformation through musical experience in those acts? My guest today, vocalist, composer, and producer Karo Glazer, along with immersive audio producer Michal Rosa-Rosicki, have dedicated themselves to that question. Their work explores a world where music is no longer something happening in front of you, but an experience that takes place around you and involves you. A world where architecture and composition are partners in creating sound that inhabits space, where audiences become participants, and where listening becomes an act of presence. Along the way, our conversation takes us from the Artists for Peace production of a song called Hand in Hand, which we'll hear in the episode, to Abbey Road Studios and a concert production there, to international collaborations, from the future of Dolby Atmos to the challenges facing artists in the age of artificial intelligence. As I spoke with Karo and Mike, and later as I edited the program, I noticed that one core idea really kept resurfacing. It's an idea that has also been key to previous conversations on this podcast, namely the shift that occurs for us, whether we're musicians or composers or listeners, when we stop treating music as a product and start treating it as an experience. This is my conversation with Karo and Mike of Red Producers, and it's part 1 of a 2-part conversation.
I think the best would be creative teamwork. And why people like us, who has totally different skills, decided to work together to build something more. Because in music business, we very often think only about, okay, I'm an artist and I'm a sound engineer, and I think only about who I am in this business. But me as a solo artist, I don't exist without people surrounding me, without my team.
The music is a human, and without music, emotion and composition, our work doesn't have sense.
So let's jump into the how you know each other. How do you know each other? Where do you both come from? What's some backstory for you? How long have you been in the music industry?
How long
It's
have you
a
been?
long story. All our life we do only music.
Yeah, actually, we are lucky enough to say that yes, proudly we've earned everything in our lives making music, which is kind of a big success, I think, nowadays. But I always say that I didn't choose music. I was chosen by music, and I think you had the same. So when I was around 17, I think, and I knew I want to be just, I don't know, not a singer, but a musician, producer. I didn't know what to do, actually, because I was really a very creative person, but I needed to record my first song because I want to be part of a big jazz competition. And our friend, he owned a studio, and he said, yeah, just jump to me, and there will be a guy, and he will record you. And that was him. So you were young.
I'm young student of sound engineering high school, and I also start around 17 because before I play in the band, a very punk rock band, and after I start our first recording, I stay in the studio on the opposite side of the wall.
Cool.
And
I was really into the jazz or more rock music, but more Led Zeppelin, Janis Joplin, this flavor rather than punk. I don't get punk music, but that's me. Anyway, he loves it. Yeah, and I came to you, and you said, okay, let's record it. So I brought my band. And that was my first recording in my life. And this is how we met. And then later, actually, we didn't work together, not because we didn't like each other, but because I was really focused on vocal, singing, producing, and all of this stuff. And he didn't want to work with singers, vocalists. So
work with many orchestra, free jazz, old Chicago free jazz stage.
no singers, no singers.
And many experimental music.
Yeah, and I was really into the composition and to the structure, because I was at the same time I was studying jazz singing, composition, and architecture. So that's my mind, very into building something together. And you were more like a, I don't know, like a mess.
Yeah.
Well, like free jazz, and yeah, and this is how we
chaos and
totally different approach we
harmony.
had.
But I work very often with orchestra, and there was really composition harmony. Yeah. And if you put a little chaos, it's emotion in harmony.
Yeah.
I travel a lot with my band, which I produce. This is 3 accordions. Yeah. And we play over 40 countries, like Carnegie Hall, Copacabana Beach with orchestra. And
yeah,
after with this our experience, different experience.
Yeah, then again, like I was touring with my band also in Europe, a little bit in States. I was recording in States my album Crossings Project with Mike Stern, with Martin Walters. I spent a lot of time in the US, like California and New York. Then I moved to Scotland. I lived in Edinburgh and in London 5 years. So I was really a lot abroad. And then I came back to Poland when the COVID happened, and actually this is when we met again more, and we started working on different productions, because we both we were working both in the same studio, like me as a vocal producer and you as a sound engineer. And then we started, thinking that maybe we go this way, that way. And very important moment is when Russia decided to attack Ukraine, because exactly this day I was conducting workshop, a singer-songwriter workshop, and I was telling young people how to compose, how to make music, and it happened. And he came
This
to the
day,
studio.
I had a phone from Ukraine from my friend and band which I work, and they told me, help us write a song. Tell the world what's happened in our country, but in your language.
In musical
Then I
language.
go to studio to Karo and said, stop, this is not workshop. We must write the song.
Indeed. And I look at him and said, wow, in one day?
Yes.
With them, they're not professional. But he said, yes, now. And so we had a talk in the kitchen in our studio, and I said, okay, let's try out. And so I went to the piano, and it was natural. I played the first chord, and this is how I started writing a Hand in Hand song. And actually, I wrote it in 2 hours, the song.
And after 3 days, we have more than 30 musicians from whole world. They play part of this song.
It's an amazing one.
And this is artists.
Hand in Hand, yeah. And this is actually the real beginning of what we do in Red Producers.
And the beginning of the Red Producers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And after 11 days, we have a video. The
famous Polish director Agnieszka Holland helped us to make the video, where I had a dream because my friend, he's a excellent Bolshoi theater dancer, and actually he was trying to escape Russia because he used to live in Poland, but he just jumped to Russia to pick up some award or something like that. Was different, like strange coincidence. But anyway, he wasn't able to leave Russia, so I didn't know what's gonna happen. And another friend, also a dancer, she's from Ukraine. She had problems because her parents were in Kharkov. And for me, because I also have this visual mind, music is great when you have beautiful visual together, when everything fits together. And I said, how can we present it to the world? Because it's not about war, it's about peace. And then I said, okay, if he comes back if he makes it from, so Russian ballet dancer has to dance with Ukrainian ballet dancer, and this is how it happened. That was my dream, that they together as a symbol of peace gonna dance, and it happened. And we did this video 10 days after recording the song. So the whole project was ready in 2 weeks in general, with the whole production, promotion, and then later people from all over the world starting remixing the song. And this is how we decided to help, to say it loudly that, okay, this is how we think we should support this situation. And more or less, this was our first project. And we didn't have a company those days, but we knew that we want to work together. Then later,
but this is also the idea of Red Producers, the hand in hand together, the Russian with Ukrainian as a symbol of peace, but from songwriting through production to invite very famous instrumentalists and different folk instrument to one song, and after this make the video that everything works together to one idea.
Yeah.
Sun is shining and I feel the air. When I call your name, see a smile again. Is it going? Though it's not the same, just another day, yet it feels a rain. How many times have I seen you sad? Though I know you're strong, still it feels so bad. helping each other, we can share the light. We can make them shift, walking side by side, hand in hand, 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 hand in hand. Keeping together is the greatest gift. It's the peace we live. It's our hearts in bliss. Love is no borders. Let's connect for real. We can change the world. We can make it heal. How many times have I seen you sad? Though I know you're strong, still it feels so bad. Helping each other, we can share that love. We can make that shift, walking side by side, hand in hand, hand in hand,
And this is very ours. Like I hate when people only ask me, write a song. And I said, okay, what for? And it's just like, I write a song every single day, but it's not my hobby. Like, just tell me where is something more, because it should be always something more. It's not about my pleasure only. It's about making a difference in the world. So this is what we started then, and now it's really where we go. And I think after this, we decided to build a company, Red Producers, and we started working, more together. Then we became a couple. Now we are husband and wife, luckily.
Congratulations.
Thank you. After 20 or something years of knowing each other. So yes, magic happens, and you never know who's going to be your future husband. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm joking, but yeah, it's just like, it's just like when we are together, we have totally different point of views, approach, skills, and so on. I think that's why we are so comfortable together. Yeah.
So partly what you've described also sounds like the immersive experience, right? It's not just about songwriting. It's not just about producing. It's about a team and something wider about, I think, if I'm understanding, bring in the audience in a way that is much more compelling, right? As a listening experience.
Indeed. My background is jazz, and I played so many jazz concerts in my life. But being a jazz singer and improvising is kind of tough. I mean, you're from New York, so you know how it is. Like, I spend lots of time in 55 bar, like of course Blue Note and Smalls with Roy Hargrove and all of these cats, and it's great. I mean, it's really nice. It's improvising, which is cool. But when you are a singer, then they ask you to sing "Fly Me to the Moon," yeah, sure, and be Diana Krall. And I felt so not on my place. Like I always had a different vision. Like for me, it's always about composing, about building something more. And then I found out that, mostly people like who are into great music, they don't care about how it looks. Like the vision is like, no, it doesn't matter, just t-shirt. Yeah, just, and that was to me, no, it's not how it is. Then I found out that maybe I need something more. And actually, when I was studying architecture and music at the same time, because my dad was an architect, so that was my whole life. Like I was always surrounded by people like this. I really didn't want to finish, architecture, but he said, please do it for me. And I said, all right, okay, Dad, I'm gonna finish, for you. And now I'm very grateful because composing immersive music is about space and time, and this is completely a game changer in the history of music. That now it doesn't matter only what you're singing, performing now, but where in the space exactly you want to hear my voice. And you cannot just be, a songwriter, a composer who thinks this way about composing. You need to start thinking that, okay, I'm here, but my voice is over there. And so what can we do when we talk about composition? Okay, so maybe I start my composition in this corner, and then it's going to fly over here. And you see, I don't need to change the note even, because the structure is about space, not about the rhythm or the melody, which is absolutely new thing in composing music.
And this is the next possibilities to say the story. Not only notes. You have a space, position, movement.
And you have much more different possibilities to keep the focus. And why I'm so much into it, because I hate streamings. I really hate what's going on over there. Like I'm really I don't want to say this bad word, but I'm fucked up on streamings. Like I don't exist over there as an artist. And they look at me and say, oh, you really do something? I say, yeah, I do, but in Dolby Atmos, for example, uploading Dolby Atmos files, it's not that easy, that's also how world has changed. That being independent doesn't mean that everything is for everybody. So you need to find gaps. So I said, all right, let's find out how we can be really creative. I don't want to compete, because I don't want to, I never, I never wanted to compete. I never wanted to be a huge star. I always wanted to be a creative person. But what streaming does now to young generation of musicians is that they think it's just repetition. I'm going to make the same song 20 times, and then algorithm, I'm going to learn it, and then I'm going to be, well known. And this is how it looks.
Algorithm, the same algorithm, the same volume normalization, the same.
Same. Where is the tension? Where is the composition? Where is the surprise? And I'm dedicated to surprise, to do something different. Like let's be creative. And to me, online streaming doesn't give people any experience of real music nowadays. So I said, okay, so there are new ways of expressing what you want to do. And actually, this is what we decided to do, to go too deep and to learn, because it's still about learning, because nobody knows actually how does it really work. So also that's very exciting. Yeah.
So you said, Karo, that composing for immersive for Dolby Atmos is a different sort of thing. But I want to also hear about how do you produce that kind of sound? How do you make a composition work in the production to be an immersive experience through Dolby or something else?
That's first, it's about what's going on here. And this is the way of changing your mindset as a composer. It's not only a song. It's a space, and the space can really help you or can destroy what you're creating. For example, if you think you're gonna make great immersive music, being a singer-songwriter, me and my guitar, no, it's not gonna happen. Because to build immersive sound, you need to think about structure. You need to really know all the small micro rhythms between all the instruments. Because when you have a stereo sound, you know, example, you have a brass section, yes, and you have trumpet, sax, and trombone. They sound fabulous when they're in mono, like the old, the Beatle way, Blood, Sweat and Tears, all of this band. They are absolutely fabulous because they are all over there like a one. Then imagine in immersive sound, I've made this because I also thought it's going to be so easy. So the records, the session that was recorded before immersive sound, I was trying to arrange in immersive. So trumpet here, trombone over there, and sax. It doesn't work because it doesn't work when you separate them. So when you compose music, when you produce music, and you know it's going to be immersive, you need to start from the scratch and build the composition and the production really the way how it's going to work. Because people think, oh, I have a band. Can you make me a Dolby Atmos mix? Well, no. Well, we can, of course we can, but usually you have to come back to arrangement to really do it well, or some to just to have something creative.
For me, Dolby Atmos or immersive live sound, it's always that the audience can hear orchestra in conductor place. You don't hear first violin. You hear sixth violinist on third violin, and me as a producer, I can create where they are, and this change the music.
Yes, it is. It's very often.
But I love work together during composition and really immersive setup because sometimes Karo sings, sometimes play something. I can produce this first note, place somewhere, and give them position and space that I create atmosphere. And after this first note, Karo changed the second note, changed the composition because they hear this first accord in place and atmosphere.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, normally artist performing on a stage, live stage, everything is planned. Let's say, a big concert, big show. Everything is planned. So I am the artist, I'm leading. You have public, and then you have sound engineer who has to, of course, create great sound, but that's just a regular thing. So I'm not gonna react on the stage what he's doing at this moment now, because I'm singing on ears, like I don't know what's going on front. You know what I mean? It's like this. When you work on immersive sound live, what he does with the sound is a part of composition. So it's more or less also improvising with space. So I can't be just performing. I have to listen and follow him. He follows me, I follow him. So my notes, my music follows the space that he creates. So now it's really about, team, because I'm not able to perform solo without Michal. And Michal needs an artist who's so open to really follow what he does. So it doesn't work when you are really alone, and you really have to open yourself that you don't have control. You have to let it go. You have to, and that's why you have to be ready to go wherever it goes, even when you have, of course, the composition and there's a structure, because there has to be a structure. Without it, you're lost absolutely. Especially when I'm looping my voice, from the mic to mic, and every step is counted because every step matters. It's about moving your body, singing at the same time, and listening to your voice from different places. I think it's really the future of music and performance, but it's totally different genre. It's a new genre. It's something new. Like, I don't know if it's even a genre. It's something new.
Why we said that this is the future? Because the audience is the same place like musician, like composer. They are a part of this space, and the space is a part of composition. And they, on normal concert, they hear, okay, I go to the bar, I come back, I hear. And this immersive live, no, they are into the composition.
Yeah. And when you have strong visuals at the same time, or for example, what I love also, total darkness, they really need to focus on what's going on. And that's amazing, because it's like being in a game or being in a movie, and you can really build tension. And I think like and you can't play 2 hours show like that, because it's too much for people. It's too much. It's over. The system is overloaded, and they really need to take a break because it's so intense. And that's why you have to really think as a composer, as an artist on the stage. Just you can't. You can't break them, because it's so easy actually to make immersive sound, and everybody will be so annoyed and will say that, oh God, what is this? I hate it, because it's very easy to make it in the wrong way. Yeah.
It seems like it, especially today, right? When our attention is so fragmented by all of the digital things that we do, that being in that immersive environment would really change the way that you're asking people to listen, to be there, and
actually to listen,
and to embody, right, what it is that you're doing.
Yeah, because we too often frame artists into what we think about them. And like, I remember the moment when I was, I'm not a huge fan of Miley Cyrus, but what they did on the last album is amazing. I mean, the album is one of the most beautiful albums I've heard in my life. But when I said it loudly, and I asked my cousin or something, and I said, just go and listen to her. No. She said, a country girl, no, poppy girl. I'm not. I'm to something more. I said, okay.
Close the eyes.
Close your eyes now, okay? Just close your eyes and listen. Don't judge. Close your eyes and listen to the music, because music is absolutely innocent, and music is so beautiful. And just listen. Okay, just I don't care who's singing. I mean, I care about music. And it's so hard nowadays just to make people listen, because they brand it, they put it into the box that they know, and they are not curious enough to really focus on something new. Or when, for example, me and jazz, I don't sing jazz. Like, I've never been really singing jazz. What I can say, it was always contemporary music, more into Pink Floyd and all of this, rather than really, jazz. Like, even when you're going to talk with Mike Stern, he's going to tell you, I don't play jazz, I play rock and roll, but people put you into the box that they feel comfortable, and it's impossible to change the way of their thinking. And this is what I found out. I'm not fighting. I'm just, okay, just say whatever you want. But when you perform immersive sound, or when you close your eyes and you listen to Dolby Atmos, then you can really build your relationship with music, pure music, no name, no brand, just music. And this is where we really want to go. Yeah, we are maybe naive. I am naive. I know I am.
What's the next step for you to get down that road that you're trying to travel? Where are you now in producing this and getting it out to an audience that appreciates it? And what happens next? What's the next 5 or 10 months look like for you?
Actually, now we are also finishing the production from Abbey Road, from my concert from Abbey Road. So this is our next step, because that was big thing to sing solo immersive at Abbey, and also with a band. So this is our focus now. We are trying to find a good distributor for the whole project. So that's number one. When we talk about immersive, even tomorrow we have a meeting because it's with a promoter that is very interesting in my piece of music, which is immersive ballet illumination. It's a 45-minute music in immersive sound with contemporary ballet dancers, with light, and so this is a whole production that we've done like 2 years ago, and now we want to come back to playing this. The problem with immersive sound is very prosaic, which is there is finding a space with the whole system is very hard.
But
Well, we
fight
work.
air.
Yeah, we work with two distributors, because there are two systems in the world nowadays that let you to work in this new idea of immersive sound. With both of them, German and French companies. And it's also funny that depending on the system, you have to compose differently, because they are more or less different and a little bit different way of, where is the punch of the music. But anyway, it's so hard to sell it because people can't see immersive sound. So you have to make them somehow experience it. So, and then later they say, wow, it's amazing. This is what we had after the illumination, after the premiere of the ballet. Say, wow, I couldn't even breathe. That was absolutely wow, one thing. And I said, yes, that's my goal. One message, one thing, one experience, one, not hundreds. So we're like trying to build that. That's my goal, to build this year, at the end of this year, like a tour, like 10 concerts in Europe with immersive sound solo concerts with one of our distributors. We also had some talks with American, so maybe we're gonna come back. Yeah, after the last year to US, and maybe play something as well, because I see that US market is much more open to immersive sound rather than here. Like in Europe is very conservative.
And Americans are open for really music.
Yes. Oh yes, this is what we're gonna say as a European. American listeners really listen to the music. Yes.
This is pop. This is jazz. American. Wow, this is good music. This is bad music.
Yes, we love it. And in Europe, another problem is you're from Germany, you're from Poland, you're from Sweden. It's more important than the music, and I hate it, because music shouldn't be, part of the politics or all of this.
I have one thing about this immersive. You said about this hall and equipment and the content. The composition for immersive is really problem.
Yes, it's problematic. That, for example, the place that we're meeting today, they have the system. They've like for
4 years.
4 years ago, like they did
play
it.
Only one show
4 years
prepared for immersive. One show during 4 years, because
it's problematic, because like artists, they don't know how to make it. They are not into space. Sound engineers, they don't want to learn.
They think only about technique.
So you need to find someone who is really crazy about the whole process. You have to be really multi-talented somehow to really, or to build the team or have a vision that it can be something more. And the problem is that big stars, they won't make it because it costs them too much to reorganize the whole production. The small one doesn't know that immersive even exists. So only people like us with skills, the knowledge, and technical, connections like with the business are without contract. Are the one that are free enough to be crazy enough to invest focus and our vision into this. But it's a big problem because we talk with many owners of the system that they don't have music, they don't have content to play it. That's big problem. That's why
one master.
Yeah.
No.
So
David Byrne.
Yes, David Byrne is, I think, the best.
Oh, right. He's on the cutting edge of all that.
Yeah, and David Byrne, I think, is the best promoter of the idea. Really. So this is the goal for us, like this way of what he does. And he knows it. But it's not too many people like that big and that brave as him. So and you need to have this hunger and curiosity of doing something differently, and I think this is for people like that. If you want to be just a singer-songwriter, being popular, having thousands of followers, I think it's not for you. But if you want to do something more and you want to create something bigger, I think you can be in love.
But Karo always said, good song is a good song. We can do immersive, tech, everything crazy, composition, blah, blah, blah. But the good song is a good song.
Is a good song.
It's always... David Byrne do the same. Psycho Killer and immersive sound also works.
But he knows how to rearrange it, how to adapt it, and he spent some time doing this. And others maybe are too lazy. I don't want to say that, but often it's like that the producer will come say, it costs too much, let's stop thinking about it, how many people will listen to it,
But the people which listen immersive, this is your real fun. Because this experience you take home.
It's just like it is like, and they're gonna come back. They're gonna buy your vinyl. They're gonna come back again to your show because they know that they're gonna get something that they never gonna get, during the normal concert. And immersive sound is not only live, but also we know people who are into live streaming immersive sound as well. So you can sit at home and listen to the music in your binaural headphones. And we see that more and more, it's coming from gaming, and especially Gen Z, they are really into it, and they want more and more. So why not, bring music to this level? And I think it's gonna take us next 5 years to adopt. Now we have all of this AI, news and AI who destroys everything, and people only talk about one new technology is AI. You know what I mean? Like others don't exist. So I think this is long term commitment for us. It's not now. So at the same time, me as Karo, I need to build myself as a normal artist. I really go into the music made by voice. So I'm trying to make the whole orchestra using only my voice because that's really fascinating to me, and especially in immersive sound, voice can sound like good synths, guitar, and you really can make crazy stuff. But I also say to Michael all the time, okay, it has to work as still in stereo because we need to play more concerts, not only so we are realistic. It's not like we only go to immersive.
When artists want to release album, they need vinyl version, streaming version,
CD version,
and
Dolby Atmos. And then
but this is 3 vinyl, digital, and stream, and Dolby Atmos is 3 different arrangement and 3 different production. And fourth format is a live session.
Yeah,
Also recorded
like live
during concert.
so we're trying to find solutions as well as a business company. We are trying to find solutions, like, because the problem is that it costs too much, for independent artists or even for labels. Like mostly labels say, I don't want to go into Dolby Atmos. No. Very often, like publishers, like I had big talk now in London about Dolby Atmos catalog, and I said, come on, if I'm a director and I make movie in Dolby Atmos and I have music already done in Dolby Atmos, it's cheaper for me to buy Dolby Atmos music. And at the same time, if me as a composer and artist deliver in Dolby Atmos, it means that I'm not the beginner, because I cannot be, because you have to know something more about music to deliver, Dolby Atmos, or at least you have to have money to, work with people who can make it. So, and you tell me that no, it's just like, come on, where's the business? I don't get it, And I think it's because they don't know. It's about that we need to talk about it. So thank you very much that we can, speak loudly about it, because it's about building the immersive community. Yes, that our friend from Amsterdam, this is how he said, like, let's build an immersive community all over the world, because it's not only about music, it's about light, it's about dance, it's about public, it's about everything, because more or less it's like mindfulness, Immersive is really the art of mindfulness now in 21st century. I really believe it, because this is the moment when you can sit down and take a break as a listener or just a fan. Like, let's do something for yourself. Like this is my idea.
Now, I also said that vinyl is also immersive, because you look on the cover, you open the cover and put the vinyl on the turntable, and
it's so
it's
if
also
you can
immersive for me now in this crazy AI digital world.
Yes, it's so everything that you can really touch, feel, and forget about the reality, but not Netflix, not this stuff. Just how to be really in something, and I believe more or less this is the future. And but there is still a lot of work to do.
It's a bit like a kind of technological full circle, right? So we started with just live music, and then there was 78s and wax pressings, and then we got into tape, and then we got into LPs, and then CDs came. And now we're looping back to this. What is the real experience of music is live music, and the immersive experience of that is so much better than music as an object.
Touch. For example, I believe that touch will be very, very important. Like that it's physical. We miss it, I think. We really as people miss it. And after the AI, it was the beginning of the year. Like two of the young artists that I was working with, and they had the debut albums. And they sent songs to the radio stations, both different countries. One was in Germany, one was in London. They put so much effort, energy, creativity into their music. And you know what people said in the radio stations?
I can imagine.
Oh, AI did it. And they were really like crushed, like, come on. And then they told me, Karo, you're lucky. I said, why? I said, because you've been doing music for all your life, so no one can tell you that it's made by AI. But we are at the beginning of the way, and they say it's AI. They don't value our work. And that was really sad.
That is really sad. How do you overcome that? How do you change the mindset of people who are listening to music and just assuming that AI, because it's new, the music is produced by AI? What's the remedy there?
I just believe that live performing, live acts, like that you are real, and you again build your audience, touring, meeting with fans I believe that life will be more and more important. So that you have to be really great live.
Physical things like vinyl.
Yes, physical stuff. Because honestly, I don't care now about any streamings, really. Like, it's just like if more than 40%, I think, music today now uploaded on streamings is made by AI. So I don't see point, how can I win? There's no way to win. I mean, come on, let's be like this today is 40%, like in 2 months there will be 60. I'm pretty sure, and they just pretend to say that they're gonna do something with it. Nobody's interested in changing this except for artists. And I believe, and I still believe in human beings. Like at the end there's a normal person, and he or she just want to listen to music. You know what I mean? And I still believe that they're gonna be really overwhelmed and with too much of all of that, and somehow they say, let's go for a walk. I don't know, and they're gonna grab a guitar. This is what I believe is gonna happen.
They're not gonna grab their AI machine, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna take something real with them.
Yeah, I believe it's gonna happen, but just now is this wow factor. I don't know how is it in the US, but for example, the European Union is paying a lot of money to the companies and the public institutions to help them learn AI. You know what I mean? It's just like extremely big funding to give people tools, and then what? So you give them tools, and then what's gonna happen? Nobody will need these people again. Like let's be clear, this is what's going to happen.
Right. Yep.
So I believe that music really can bring people to the moment where everything has started. I'm a huge fan of Led Zeppelin, and I remember the moment in this movie about Led Zeppelin, that Jimmy Page said that the first concert in London was like big mistake. Nobody really wanted to hear them. Like people said, it's too loud, it's too much, and so on. Then they went on tour in the US, and everybody loves them. So I believe more or less it's going to happen with immersive like that. Now everybody says, no, it's too much. Nobody needs it. Oh, no. But I believe that once they taste it, they're going to love it. But, it's always the process.
And getting a little bit over the risk, right? The risk of, do I want to try something new? And for distributors and labels and all that, to take the risk of investing in that.
But the problem is that they don't take even the risk of talent's development at this moment. So I believe that I'm not looking for any funding in this sector. I believe that more all this IT or hard business might be more interesting in immersive. Because, I always say it's not about music. It's about everybody that can get something from the concert that you play, because it's not only about musicians, and it's hotels, restaurants, transport, fashion. Everybody gets benefits from a live show. So I believe we need to find someone who really has a big interest in new technologies, because it can, build his business, and it's going to be ethical enough. Yeah, I still believe that people can be good and a business can be ethical. It's just okay. That's me. Anyway, I believe, we need to, you know what I mean? It's just like, I want to be a dreamer like this. But most of the things that we did as a production company was that we invested our money, or we found great partners, and I believe that when you give them great benefits, they are really open. But you need to really present it differently than the whole music business does it. Like, let's don't sell another American dream. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna go to US and make a career, come on. It's just, this is what very often here in the Europe people think when you talk about music business, show business, Hollywood, yes, Grammy, it just, come on. It's just let's focus on really what you can do.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That wraps up part 1 of my conversation with Karo Glazer and Michal Rosicki. We'll be back next week with part 2, focused on working in Abbey Road, women in music, international collaboration, navigating the music industry, and much more. It's a rich and expansive conversation, and I hope we'll see you here. For now, though, we'll leave you with Colorful Carousels, written by the Polish composer Edward Czerny, and one of my favorites from Karo. Karo has loads of talent and incredible range, and you can see all of that on display in this video. It's linked in the show notes too, but I'm really happy to have this chance to show it to you here. Karo, Mike, and I will be back next week with part 2 of this conversation on the Sum of All Wisdom.
Come, boys, one time.
Thank you for turning us on. If this conversation resonated with you, please consider sharing it with others. If it provoked you, please let us know that too. You can comment or DM or email me with all your thoughts. Links to all the goodness that Karo and Mike and Red Producers have on offer is in the show notes, along with information and links on some of the other stuff we talked about. The Sum of All Wisdom is written, produced, and hosted by yours truly, Dr. Scott Cady, and released by Ravenna Studios. Thanks for checking us out.